So my name, just for the cameras, my name is Enrique Tario, and that's spelled E-N-R-I-Q-U-E. Last name Tario, T-A-R-R-I-O. Thanks, Enrique.
What's your title?
I am the chairman of the Proud Boys. Not to be confused with president. President would have like some type of executive privilege over the guy.
Because you have to have that calling. That spirit of 1770s.
How is that? Stayed on course? How's it veered off?
I think we're pretty much on plan. Everything has worked as planned.
All right, so
from the beginning.
Guys that are trying to sneak in
we're going to have a stage event, and when we're done here, we're going to probably close up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Don't touch them. Don't fuck with them.
We're going to go have some beer and have a barbecue with all the attendees.
They're worried that they're going to come in here, push someone.
And we're going to probably get with me at the end of the thing, the end of the event, and we'll probably have an opportunity for about an hour with media, and after that, you guys would have to leave at that point.
That's it.
We would have to leave at that point.
Yeah, not from here, from our private event. Yeah, so we're going to probably give you guys an hour to go ahead and do interviews.
Where's the private event happening?
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
Last question. What's this?
You have enough beer? Everybody good to go? You got enough water?
Yeah, that's a Proud Boy ring. So our symbol is the West Point rooster.
Who's got a beer?
It's just the rooster has always been outside.
Law and order. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Rex Fergus. I'm the president of Proud Boys. All of them. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk real quick, like we talked about earlier. There's guys that are serious and there's guys that aren't so serious. What I want to talk about today is a serious problem that we've been dealing with for a long time in this country, and I don't think that people address it enough. We've been casually ignoring the problem. It's gotten so out of control that our children are casually throwing around names and words without even understanding their true meaning. I go into nice family restaurants and I see people throwing this name around and pretending as though everything is just fine. What I'm talking about is boneless chicken wings. I propose that as a country we remove the name boneless wings from our menus and from our hearts. Boneless chicken wings don't actually come from, well, they're not chicken wings. They don't come from chicken's wings. They're not remotely similar to their wing brethren. Boneless wings are just chicken tenders, which are already boneless. We need to raise our children better. I don't want my kids growing up in an America where they call things the wrong names. I don't... Chicken nuggets! Children need to know where their chicken wings come from, and they come from bones. They grow on bones. Meat grows on bones, and nobody's talking about this. Buffalo-style chicken tenders, wet tenders, saucy nugs, and finally, trash. Those are names that I recommend for boneless wings. Thank you for your time.
We got a man that's going to be a write-in vote. I'm going to let him introduce himself because I'm not really sure who he is. So he's going to introduce himself. He's running against Ted Wheeler. All right? Because we have...
Hold on, hey, we're seeing people walk away from the stage right now. I told you, do not fucking engage. You understand? They're sitting out there right now looking to arrest people. Don't be a fucking clown. Don't be a hero. Let law enforcement do their fucking job. Sit over here. We came here to spread a message, not to fucking engage. Roger?
Hey guys, doing today? My name is Joseph Flicker. I'm born and raised here in Portland. Great part. I want to see change in Portland.
What's going on, everyone? If you're tuning in, we're at the Proud Boys rally in Delta Park, Portland, Oregon. I'm gonna go up here and see what why everyone's walking away. There were some counter protesters that came to disrupt this rally. Let me see, there might be still some here. This was a group gathering. So you can notice the Proud Boys in the black and yellow shirts.
Y'all let
Let's get all four corners, guys. All four corners.
If a domestic terrorist comes and tries to assault you, they're not bulletproof, but they'll stop a ship balloon or a paintball or a baseball bat. So, yeah, anybody who needs one, I've got the first 30 people who want them.
I want a shield, go to shield.
They are selling shields. Unloading a truck full of shields.
Who needs a shield?
Sorry, man.
Yeah, we're maybe some people can grab a couple of these and bring them into the group if anybody needs them. That'd be helpful.
Get out of the street, please. Get out of the street. Out of the street. Out of the street.
Bring these into the group.
Guys, can we get out of the street? Please. Media. All media. Out of the street.
Oh. Sheepdog.
Get out of the street. People come through. Please. Either one direction or the other. Hey, guys. One direction.
Anybody need a shield?
One direction or the other.
Take a picture? Ready?
Ready.
Cool, thank you. If I get a picture? Cool, thank you.
I got one too.
Mine is Vigo.
Did we just this is for me.
Gotta be land strong.
Yeah, you gotta have strong arms.
You gotta. Look, is there no one watching that side?
Hey.
Okay, where are they coming from? Are they going to be coming from all corners or what? Somebody's flying them in without their parents.
I'm going to change my gloves. Alright. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are probably the bravest people that have ever come to one of our events. Because through all the bullshit, everything that everybody was saying, they told me I was crazy for coming out here so close to the election. But this isn't about the election, is it? This is about a problem that needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed now. It can't be a temporary problem, because I'm going to use their words. CS gas is So much that they banned it. But God forbid conservatives come into town. Then it's okay to use CS gas. But do any of you see that the police officers are going to have to use CS gas against this crowd? No. And why is that? Because we're fiery, but we're peaceful. So thank you guys for coming out. We're going to be able to do what we're doing here. We have a location set up where I encourage you guys to bring some more beer. We're going to run out of beer. And we're going to have a barbecue, and we're going to enjoy our time. We're basically give me a second.
Hey, Portland wants to know if the Proud Boys are going down into Portland, they kick ass.
So he asked a good question, if the Proud Boys are going into Portland to kick some ass. Well, today, unfortunately, we're not. Today, we needed to send a message to Ted Wheeler. We needed to send a message to Kate Brown. Kick ass every weekend. As a matter of fact, I think our guys in Philadelphia are kicking ass right now.
We don't even have to show up to events and we still kick ass. We just psych them out.
Yeah, last week, just in case you guys weren't informed, last week we planned an event in Philadelphia, and we said it was this giant Proud Boy event. The big bad Proud Boys are showing up. And Antifa showed up to bash the fash and punch Nazis or whatever the fuck it is that they do. And you know what happened?
They kicked their own ass.
No. Well, yeah, but our guys didn't show up. Our guys just decided that, you know what, today we're just not going to show up. They were actually pretty fucking hammered. It was supposed to be at noon. They got pretty fucking hammered. They were drunk by 1. Antifa were like, oh, we scared them off. Bullshit. We weren't coming anyways. So you know what they did? You guys ever seen that Spider-Man meme? That it's like 2 Spider-Men pointing at each other? They fucking did that and called each other Nazis. And they beat the brakes off each other. They destroyed property. They beat up journalists. Some of these journalists aren't friendly to us, right? Some of these journalists here aren't friendly to us. But there's a reason that they're here. And the reason that they're here is because they're pretty fucking safe here. Wow, that was a big change. They're pretty fucking safe here. I don't encourage journalists that came to this event to go ahead and cross the street or go to Peninsula Park. Oh, funny, now I can say it. So you know why Antifa's in Peninsula Park? We said that the Proud Boys were going to go to Peninsula Park, and they're like, oh, we're going to own that park. It's like playing paper, rock, scissors with somebody that always picks paper. The Proud Boys just go, oh, okay, here we go, scissor. So a warrior doesn't always need to use a sword to make a change. Sometimes you need a pen. Sometimes you need a pen. And in that case, our pen is our iPhone and our memes.
Fuck Ted Wheeler.
Fuck Ted Wheeler!
Fuck Ted Wheeler.
Fuck Ted Wheeler!
Fuck Ted Wheeler. Fuck Ted Wheeler. Fuck Ted Wheeler.
Fuck Ted Wheeler! Fuck Ted Wheeler! Fuck Ted Wheeler!
Is this guy not the worst fucking man?
Fuck!
This guy's
He's the worst mayor in the world!
the worst mayor in American history.
Worse than Gavin Newsom!
I don't even think he actually even supports Antifa sometimes. I think he's just letting them got so big that he's such a punk bitch that he's so scared of them, he's afraid to even call them out. He had to move from his own apartment building because people were trying to light it on fire.
Right?
He walked off. He walked into the crowd with Antifa, and they were throwing bottles at him. They hate him, and we hate him. Portland deserves better. All of you guys out here deserve better leadership. And it should be okay for a guy from Florida to come to Portland, because this is my city. Any city in this world is my city. I fucking fought overseas for years and years. I didn't fight for Florida. I fought for the United States of America. That means every city in this country is my fucking city, and your city, and your city. And we have each other's back. We fight for each other. We back each other up. We support each other. We love each other. And we fucking motivate each other. Let's go! Sorry, I get that dragon energy. I'm sorry.
That dragon. Speaking of dragon energy, I want to tell you something about when I saw a man's vision. A guy came to me a long time ago, and we talked. We sat intimately and talked. And this man is now my president. Okay? The reason a lot of you guys are here, the reason this beautiful stage set up, okay, there's a lot of things going on. I want to introduce you to the president of the Portland chapter, Proud Boys. I'm gonna I don't know, do you want your name out there? They know, Haji. We lovingly call him Haji. Okay? Behind the scenes, behind the network, behind everything going on, that thing, besides Dan Choose, because he think, but this guy right here, this is part of his vision, okay? And we help support that, as far as the Proud Boys. He had a vision a long time ago. We have one more thing that we want to do for Mateo, my president, okay? My president. President Trump, of course, but in Portland, this is a man, okay? Well, he has a vision. One day we're going to have a parade where we peacefully walk through fucking downtown Portland without the threat of violence. And this guy is going to lead the way. All right? He's been leading behind the scenes. So I want to hand it over to my president, the Portland chapter Proud Boys, Mateo.
Thank you. Thank you, Flint. All right, first I want to say thank you guys for coming out here. This is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. Truly awesome. You guys got to understand, this is one of the things that they fear the most, is this community coming together. Us as local Oregonians especially. Especially. In this time, we have to come together, and we will. We will. I look out and I see everybody out here, and I know that everybody is the same heart and mind, and that's what's important. I'm happy to have you guys out here. It's fucking amazing. It really is. It really, really is. And we have a vision. Us together as Oregonians, we got to take back this state, and we got to make it right. Yeah. When this voting time comes up, you guys got to remember, you got to get out there and you got to vote. And aside from that, you got to be public. You got to be heard. This opposition, their whole game is fear. But you guys coming out here and standing in the face of that fear, it's raising a big middle finger to them. And they don't know what to do. They pulled out all the stops, the politicians, all of them, all the stops. They had OSP set up barricades. I mean, what else did they have them do? They had them do countless shit.
Well, last year?
No, this year.
This year. There's stuff set up all over the place. I mean, they've got cops everywhere. Like I said, there's helicopters flying around. That costs a lot of money, you know? But it's funny. Where was that fucking helicopter when Antifa was burning shit down? Where was the fucking federalized police when the Antifa was burning shit down? They were sitting on their ass. But it takes us to come out here because we're the fucking threat. Do you see us burning shit right now? Are we flipping stuff off? Are we fucking burning cars? Are we assaulting people? No, because we're good fucking Americans.
Hell yeah. We got to keep it up, and we got to keep strong. So remember this day, and encourage your friends, your families, all of them, and hold strong, hold steady, hold fast. Because it's not over. It's a long time. Come November, Trump may win, he may not. We don't know. I think he will.
He's gonna win by a landslide.
Trump,
Look at those boat parades. Look at the car convoys. We are freaking everywhere. We're an army, and we're gonna take this fucking country back.
fucking Trump 2020. But we have to be prepared, especially in these areas that are a liberal stronghold, because they will take things to the extreme. We unfortunately have to deal with that. So while we're here, that's one thing I want everyone to do while we're here, please, for me. Network with each other, get to know each other, exchange phone numbers and information, learn everyone, build a community, because that's what they've done. They've built a community. And that's what we're fighting against, is their Marxist communist ideas.
We're not just a community, we're a family. And I love every single one of you beautiful MFers. I said, I'm not going to cuss, I'm sorry. I've been doing it too much. I apologize. I'm an asshole. I was in the military. It's just how I am. But I love you all, and we're one big family. So like you said, get to know the man and woman beside you, because we are forever connected. Roger!
All right. All right, guys, let's hear it. Trump 2020!
Trump 2020!
Trump 2020!
Trump 2020!
All right, now give me a hooroo! And I'm proud of your boy!
Thanks, you guys! Thank you! God bless the Proud Boys!
Oh, for all of you that aren't in the know, when you hear a Proud Boy say uhuru, okay, that's a call sign. We say uhuru is freedom in Swahili.
Hey, listen up, guys. I gotta make an announcement. What's one thing that we love in this country? That's our First Amendment, right? We love it. Well, yeah, we like that too. But listen, there are reporters here. There are reporters here. You might not agree with what they report on or how they say it, but guess what? It's a fucking America. Right? Are we not in a fucking agreement? Are you the left? I mean, we're supposed to have freedom of speech. Stop hassling the media. Stop chasing them around. If they're not cool, we'll make the decision to remove them, but that's it. Stop fucking hassling people. We're better than that. We're grown-ass men and women.
I would like, I know he doesn't want the attention, but this stage that we're standing on, this flag you're seeing behind us, the smoke grenade, everything that is coordinated, even this part that was prearranged, Dan Tews, all right, is Portland Strategic Planning Officer. I want to hear everybody clap for him, because the reason that all this is going on the way it is, he was a mastermind behind that scenes. So,
Tews.
Somebody here.
All right, let's get some music on. Let's have a party. Are you ready? USA! USA!
Test
we're
it.
all in this together, and it took all of us to come together to make this happen. Like I said,
Testing, testing.
we are the number
Okay.
one trending thing in the
Hopefully
world
we're
right
live.
now.
So we're live. It's good. It's good.
And that's pretty fucking awesome.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's
Testing, testing. Hold on, guys. Okay, good. All good? Okay. Hey guys, Jenn Dyes here. We are here at the Proud Boys rally out right in Portland, but about 10 minutes from outside of downtown. This is Delta Park, where, pull this down, where Proud Boys have gathered. Proud Boys, if you're not familiar, was started by Gavin McGinnis, who also founded Vice Media. He separated from Vice Media a few years ago. He separated, in fact, from Proud Boys, citing, collaborative differences. He still remains involved. I'd say that this event is much, much smaller than we had anticipated. They were estimating around 800 to several thousand people. There's probably maybe a couple hundred people here instead. So I don't know what that kind of spells out for people as far as support or non-support. Most likely, I haven't been downtown yet, but there is a counter-protest downtown as well. And I have to say there's probably many more than about 200 people at that protest, Peninsula Park in downtown Portland. I got here at kind of the tail end. John was live before I got here, so you could see some of the interviews or some of the announcements going on, some of the speeches going on from this Proud Boys rally. You see a lot of Trump signs. You see a lot of American flags. You'll see my American flag kimono, my camo mask. That's to kind of blend in a bit. Right now, I don't feel any danger. John and I both have vests on, of course, for safety. We've done everything that we can to be as safe as possible. So I think Joe Biggs, formerly of InfoWars, continues to give announcements. He actually just said to the crowd, please don't be mean to the media. Like, if anyone's bad, we'll chase them out, which is kind of interesting because this crowd is definitely pro-Trump, anti-media. So that was an interesting kind of announcement. Also, he just announced that they don't want to leave litter. So all good, right? But if you listened to my report from yesterday on what Proud Boys actually are, you'll see quite a different picture. And I'm not going to get into all of it right here. I definitely want to be able to interview people about their experiences. So that means, for you guys, so you're in the know, that means kind of blending in a bit. As a journalist, in this event in particular, I'm not going to be pushing back like I normally would. I am not going to be citing statistics like I normally would. I'm not going to be trying to guide, not that I would guide people as a journalist, but I would ask very, very pointed questions. I'm going to be very cautious during this. I'm going to let them kind of hang themselves, and so you know kind of what you're going into. It's not going to be the typical kind of Jenn fights back with questions. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to do interviews. We're going to do everything we can to report on this. It's very interesting because as of last night, there were going to be kind of 3 protests in Portland. Initially, the Proud Boys and Antifa were going to have counter-protests right downtown. Antifa was going to be in a particular area. Proud Boys were going to be in a particular area. Of course, it was anticipated that those groups would clash at some point. Last minute, Proud Boys changed their venue to here at Delta Park. So there is kind of a faction, just so you guys have the behind the scenes. There's a faction between Antifa and counter-protesters who wanted to remain downtown and not come here to Delta Park. There were other anti-fascists and counter-protesters who wanted to be close to here, not exactly here at Delta Park, but in what's called the historic Vanport area, which Portland is a very, very white city. It was set out to be a very, very white city, but Vanport, historic Vanport, was a place where black people did live. They were flooded out in the 40s with a massive, massive flood, which a lot of white people were very happy about. So Vanport is kind of symbolic of the racism of certain people in this area. Again, Portland is a very liberal city, but there are many, many, many who do not agree with, basic humanity. There are racists. There are people who are white supremacists. So it's definitely a dynamic we're going to keep an eye on. It, as I said, it kind of blew up last night, where the people who are going to be in this historic Vanport area, one of the groups very quickly shut their... You see something? Okay, 1 second. We're moving here to get some good footage. 1 second. Testing, testing. 1 second, guys. We're moving. We're testing the audio. Yeah. Okay, we're moving, moving, moving. Hang with us. Smash the like button. Share the stream everywhere you can. Twitter, Facebook. So to end, the point about Vanport and the movement of the different factions and wings of anti-fascists, there was one suspicious group that some feel to have been infiltrators that were pointing to go to one area around here that were kind of found out last night and suddenly shut down their social media. So I'll be looking more into that. So from what I know, there will be many fewer counter-protesters in this area than there would have been otherwise. The counter-protesters, the Antifa groups, there are a lot of different groups, will be most likely downtown. We're moving here to get a different view. We obviously want to be as safe as possible. We had some people kind of gathering around our stream, so just being cautious. So hopefully you can kind of get the scope here. It does seem to be much less crowded than people expected. Delta Park is not really the perfect spot to hold something like this. There aren't a ton of parking spots. It really is truly out of the city. So it's not a place where you might think to hold a rally like this if you really wanted numbers. Same thing goes for the counter-protesters and Antifa. This group was denied a permit from the city, but they expected that. Enrique Torrio, who is the leader here, expected that they would be denied the permit. But they were freely let in by police. There were kind of barricades set up. People were being pulled over as they entered in. There were caravans. Many were pulled over. Okay, I'll just talk louder. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna talk louder. I was trying to keep a lower profile, but I'll talk louder. Right now, we're walking to a different area of Delta Park here in Portland, about 10 minutes outside of downtown. Kind of give you the scope of the area. There are caravans still coming in. As I mentioned just a bit ago, several were pulled over on the way in by police. A state of emergency has been called due to potential clashes between Antifa and Proud Boys, Trump supporters. So it's an interesting scene here for sure. Nothing speaking, pro-Trump signs, pro-Trump flags, American flags, all of that you would expect to see. Soon we will be doing some interviews with folks. Right now we're just trying to get the scope of the scene. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe. We really rely on subscribers. We are on our way to 100,000 subscribers to this channel. So please subscribe, and press the bell for notifications. Also, you definitely cannot rely on YouTube to notify you when we are live. Text COUP to 370-370. Again, text COUP to 370-370. Then you will get notifications when we go live. Right now you can see the police arriving. There have been different designations of police. In fact, designations that override the previous ban on one second here, I'm checking my messages. A ban on tear gas. So there was a ban on tear gas, but they have completely circumvented that ban by the way that they have designated other cops to come on in tonight to maintain order, or so they say. So we're showing you right now some police maneuverings. Let's interview some people on right now. So I'm going to find people who are not press. I'm just going to be asking people at random. The one who's being interviewed right now? Okay, I'll ask this guy, then I'll go him. Hey, my name is Jenn. Do you guys mind sharing why you're here and what you're... Okay, sure. Okay, sure. Okay, so we'll find some people who are willing to talk. John has someone who he thinks might be willing to chat. We're kind of in an area where there are a bunch of different press, so people might be a little fatigued. This group seems to have a mission. Let's see if we can catch anyone. Hey, does anyone want to share why you're here? Oh, I'm okay. Okay. Let's go back into the main crowd.
Did anybody go and just ask them not to come over here? Yeah.
1 second here, moving. Things are changing frequently on the scene. The group seems to be all congregating in one specific area. This is the other side of the park from where we were before.
I think they're threatening with arrest if they don't leave the park. I think that's what's happening. Let me see what happens.
Oh, because they didn't get the... Okay, so right now we are trying to figure out why everyone is moving in one particular direction. They did not get the permit here that they had hoped to get to host a rally in this area.
No idea.
So we're trying to figure out why everyone's moving over here. Potentially, we do not know this for sure. People are being told to leave the park. We do not know. So we're going to walk around right now and try to get the gist of what's going on. These things are always fluid. You never know exactly what's happening in the moment. And, police can change the entire direction of an event whenever they feel like. Proud Boys did not get the permit that they wanted. They didn't expect to, but they said Enrique, the leader, said that they, submitted for the permit as a courtesy, but that they were going to come here either way. Testing. Testing. testing, guys. Hold on. So everyone again is moving from the main park area where they had the bandstand set up to this area to the right. We have not been able to confirm why everyone's moving to this area. Potentially, it has to do with the police. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Testing. Hold on, hold on. 1 second. Gonna test the audio here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It seems okay. Testing, testing, testing. It seems okay. Okay, it seems okay, guys. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna try to keep figuring it out, but for now, I'll just try to talk loud. Let Jordan know, actually, because I can't be in the live stream right now. Let me know how it sounds, how it's going. For some reason, everyone is moving to the right of where the bandstand area was before, where the speakers were. Potentially it has to do with a lack of permits, police orders, something like that, but we are going to work to verify that and see what's going on. You'll see a lot of people here who are former or current military. I mean, I don't have stats on who is, active and who is not. You see a lot of Trump 2020 banners, a lot of American flags, a lot of Proud Boys insignia. One thing that I find really, really interesting about the Proud Boys recently is that Fred Perry, which is a brand out of Britain, had inadvertently become the unofficial uniform of the Proud Boys. Proud Boys were buying up their yellow and black polo vests or polo shirts and using those as a uniform. So they came out today as a response of this rally to say that they do not condone the use of their uniform, of their shirt, of those colors for this group. So we'll see kind of what the response is to that, what people think about that. We're still kind of in a holding pattern, making sure you guys can hear us and see us. Waiting to see what's going on, why everyone has headed to this area in particular. We'll definitely be getting some interviews, seeing what's going on. Everything is definitely fluid here. You never know, as I said before, what the police are going to say, what group organizers are going to choose. So walk with us, join with us as we report on this very fluid rally right now. If you are new here, please subscribe to this channel. We bring you, the news as it's happening. We bring it to you unfiltered.
Otherwise, we're going to civil war, man.
I've told you, I've tried many times. Like, I really feel like
You said that this conversation is rare, right? Maybe it took this many times.
Because you're actually an intellectual. You actually can fucking think. Most of these guys can't fucking think.
And
it's useless.
You're insulting people, but the idea that you're expressing is that there are a limited number of people that are intellectuals in society. The intellectuals lead the non-intellectuals. You are a smart guy. You were able to keep up with me on the block.
That's not the way things are working right now. The intellectuals are not leading.
You guys are the ones burning down buildings. You guys are the ones that have said we are going to violence.
I've already told you.
But I'm saying this. What if this is true? What if you tried and you tried and you tried and it took this long until you met somebody like me that'll give you a chance to talk and respect you?
See, like that. Like, George Soros, like what?
You can't be a communist and an American.
You know he's already paid me for a whole year, right?
Then we got a big problem.
You know Soros already paid me for the whole year. You know that?
Listen
you
to
know
this.
that he's already paid me?
Listen to this. This
It's
whole
like
crowd,
so ridiculous.
this whole crowd and all these streams are not here to listen to him. They are they are surround us. They are
How many
listening to
people
us.
believe that Soros pays Antifa?
A lot of people
Like
believe that.
guarantee like at least half of the people here.
But you got to understand. You got to admit on the other side that they literally think almost everybody that's white is a racist. There are people that do that.
There are people that do that. Yeah.
So we have to start from that and stop judging our group from the best people and their group from the worst people.
That's why I do me, and I point out the people that I have issues with. That's it. That's it. And if I point out a Nazi and a bunch of Proud Boys circle me and push me out instead of addressing the Nazi, that's pretty fucking like you're pretty explicit. I was talking about Eric that rolled by on a bike earlier.
Hey, man, it's not 1942 over. You're not in
I got pushed out within like 10 minutes of being here, so how would I even know?
There is no Nazis here, but there's definitely communists like you. Are you a communist? Please answer the question. You're not a communist? All right, good for you.
I loved that conversation when I originally met with you at the Apple Store. That was one of the best conversations I've ever had. I never get...
Okay, so right there, we heard a disagreement between groups. I don't know who the guy on the right was. Clearly not a Proud Boy. The other person is a Proud Boy and was arguing against the counter-protesters' points. This so far is the only counter-protester I've seen. Let's see what else they're saying.
Like, you saw the shit that was happening with the fires. Like, that was all disputed by every single fire and rescue and law enforcement official, and people are still blaming Antifa, and they're ready to kill us.
Yeah, and
what do we do about that? What do we do
caught.
about that?
Antifa got caught.
Let's do a podcast sometime and talk about it.
So how is that going to address if there's hundreds of people out there ready to mass murder because they
informing people actually does help. Informing people actually does help. We can talk about how it was a strange circumstance. There was a weird...
It's not strange at all.
I'm going to explain why it was a weird circumstance. There was a weird dry spell with a crazy wind storm that came across the West Coast all at once. There were also dozens of people along the West Coast.
No, of course, they're talking about the West Coast fires.
And then that is all during the high tension of the last couple months of riots and we'll call unrest demonstrations every night for more than 100 days. People are on tense and scared. And when over 200 fires start on the West Coast separately in one night, people start getting scared. There were looting in small towns. People were doing home invasions in small towns.
People, you know that shit happens every time, right?
That's all on your side.
Yes.
And you know, like, just in Portland, there's like 250
but that's your side. That's
so
not our
we
side.
should have these conversations, and I can give you the conservative point of view. And I'm not even a conservative, man, but I understand I take the time to. And you can give your more left perspective on it, and we can talk about that. I don't think, I have not seen any evidence of Antifa starting the wildfires. There is this picture going around of people wildfire here and holding an Antifa flag. I don't think it looks real. I think it looks photoshopped. That was? That was a real fun. They were putting out the fire.
There's a gasoline.
Okay,
There's a gasoline can which is used to fuel their.
Stuff like that. Why did those guys take that picture?
Of course, you know, it might be the case that
I gotta check the audio.
don't want to talk to us. We're going to talk about it. Make sure that we can get you the best interviews here. I'll talk loudly if I need to. I'm not quite as loud as Jordan, you guys know that. Actually, this gives me a good opportunity to change my gear here, which leaves you guys seeing clearly my amazing American flag. I'll explain that on another day. If you are not a member yet, please go to statusnews.com/join. It not only funds in-field reporting like this, which is extremely expensive, but it helps to get underreported stories up. Obviously, there is a lot of behavior right now, but we are getting it at an angle that others are not. We're going to follow up with this
Jenn.
story at an angle that others
Jenn,
are not.
put that back on. Put it back on. So put your jacket back on.
What?
It's too much. Put the jacket back on.
Why? I'm not. I'm not at all.
Drone's good.
Just got a paintball gun. I hit it with my finger. I don't know. The best part is exposing.
One second, guys. 1 second. Let us readjust here. We are recording on the fly. Ooh, hold on. You guys up. Remember, subscribe to this channel so you get all of our recordings.
Okay, all right.
We'll check out our ongoing recording from Portland, Texas. 370, or we have to check with COUC. 370. Okay, I know the mic audio is low, guys. I'm going to talk extra loud. And let's ask for some interviews. The most people are here, but they're all involved. To give you kind of the layout of Portland, it's been very rainy since we've been here. There's actually rain called for today. So far, so good. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Jenn, let's go head over there.
Yeah, talk to.
Oh, you're okay. You have your own podcast or something, or
Opposition.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
What's the name of your podcast, Elizabeth?
I don't have a name yet. I just
Oh, so you're found an opportunity to come out. Okay, that's cool.
Nobody's here right now.
That's cool. Are you pretty pro America? Because this looks brand new.
Yeah, it's very.
Actually, it's like as far as the came out here and everything, the side, like the culture for what we suddenly I have a house in there. But you brought it over.
Mike, yeah, because I want to.
Why'd you bring a plate carrier?
Because they told me, like, I had a friend who was like, okay, if you're going there, people might get into. Whatever, like,
That's
I heard
okay.
people are going to be.
You trying to catch the Civil War beginning on film or something?
So my friend who lives here, because I don't live here. My friend
Oh, nice. Where are you from? You can take your mask off. It's
I'm
okay.
actually from the East Coast.
Take it off. It's pretty
And I have family who's out here who have been here for several years. So I thought, like, okay, I'll go.
That was a good time. You had a good timing for you.
Yeah, it is good timing. It worked out perfectly. I got to see my family and see my sister tomorrow.
Oh, fun. Did you travel with you? Is your cameraman your husband?
No.
Yeah, this is my
I'm Aki.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's your name?
John.
John, nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
nice to
John.
meet you.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So where'd you say you guys were from?
I'm from the East Coast, so I'm from the Washington Beach area. But
Okay.
I was born in California, like I'm a West Coast girl.
Cool. I'm a Denver boy, born and raised.
Oh, actually, my dad lived in Denver for a long time. I'm from Junction area too.
Oh, it's more 6 hours like west.
Oh, we went, okay.
It's a little ways
I
out.
never went.
It's still pretty though. It's a really pretty place, but they kind of got to put any problem out there right now. I know. It's a beautiful place. Kind of like Iowa a little bit there.
I know, I've never been to Iowa.
I used to wrestle in Iowa, so that's how I
Oh, okay. Like professionally or just school or like what? Okay, that's awesome. Cool. Okay, so can you give me a little
yes, chat, yeah.
So, you know, I heard about this event. I decided to come on down. So, what brings you out here? It's a very basic question to start.
To hang out with my friends, like where drink beer. Yeah, to drink. Yeah, honestly, to drink beer, hang out with my buddies, hang out with my friends that I've met online across, across the fucking country. One of my buddies, dude, straight up gave me $800 to get out here to make sure I had rent paid just in case shit fucking pops off, and to make sure that if I get arrested, my wife and kids at home are safe.
Yeah.
This is a true brotherhood. Thank you very much, Cooley. No, it's a true brotherhood out here, and like these guys have made these guys have made me a better husband, a better father, a better worker, and they wanted me to be out here this weekend, and they helped me get out here, so the least I could do is show up, These are my friends. These are truly my friends. It's not big, right-wing. These are my buddies. I know these guys' first days. I know these guys' last days. Their kids and my kids are friends. It's a true brotherhood. So like, that's what I came out here for. They hang on my buddies. Honestly, shit fucking goes down. I'd rather be here than out here than shit goes down.
I know that's something people are scared of. I mean, that's why I work. I have no idea what's going to happen today.
Well, you seen it a month ago. Our friend Jay was shot and killed down there, so maybe that's not to protect his interests. They're killing jumps players out here looking for fun. You've seen Antifa chat and share about it, so maybe that's just the best way to be. We're not a militia. We're drinking out here. We don't settle it like men. We know how they like to settle it, So, right? We do stand up. We'll see what happens. Our goal is to get the police to do their job. So far, they are.
That's good. Like, I've heard that they've been really fighting back, like downtown area. How they
They, as in the police or the deputy?
Well, yeah. Local Portland police have been really fighting back. Like, obviously there are a lot of protests down there.
Sorry, I got nothing to share. The wireless mic is really low. Even when I put it on full blast, the channel, the camera is so low.
I can't speak for how the local chapter has been treated, but in Denver, they're treated fairly well, very fair.
I have both inputs on mine.
Try not to choose sides.
Yeah, the levels are low on the wireless mic.
At least in Denver, you're treated fairly well. Like what? Well, out here, hopefully, speaking as an outsider coming in, we all know Ted he's the mayor and also in charge of the police bureau, and I think for both sides now. So in most cities, that's a conflict of interest. That's technically illegal in some cities. Both sides here with Portland being a police. Not a police department, there's different laws, so Ted Wheeler is Antifa. He admits it or not. He is pro-communist, pro-Marxist, if he says it out or not. So, and if he's the mayor and you can't count on the police to have your back, if the guy who's supposed to be in charge of him is a bad guy, you can't depend on the bad guy to lead good guys, so the only people here are going to protect you and protect me are other guys in the black and yellow.
That's interesting. Like, you guys have a specific kind of thing with Antifa. I'm still fuzzy. I think a lot of people are fuzzy on what is Antifa, like what do they want? What do you think their goal is?
We don't go and seek them out. That whole beef started because they started coming to our stuff, you know? So Antifa, okay. The genius is in the name Antifa. People hear Antifa and they hear anti-fascist. That's a part of the Marxist manifesto, rules of radicals. You choose a name that cannot be argued with. Black Lives Matter. If you don't agree with Black Lives Matter, you must disagree. You're a racist, right? So the genius is in the name. So if you disagree with Antifa, then you must be a fascist, right? These people have a one-step mind, and they truly believe they're the good guys. And that's what makes it so dangerous. They truly believe we're bad guys. So that's why we do the defense. We're not out there attacking them. They come up, we meet, we'll sit there and we'll shout and we'll talk. We'll try to dispute it. We'll talk like men about it, but you know they don't have the same chivalry code, essentially, you know? So we don't want to fight. We don't go and look for them. They show up here. We do our own rally. We're not counter-protesters, you know? So they are a Marxist, communist group. Antifascista Action comes from Nazi Germany. They're funded by the Soros family. J.P. Morgan, they're funded.
Actually, honestly, like that's something I've heard so much. I came in and someone was talking about that. What is that about? Soros funding protesters?
Homegirl. Follow the money. So these groups don't do anything that doesn't benefit them. They're not going to do... How do I say this? Okay, they're funded. You see them show up. They all got printed signs. All look the same. They got the same headgear on. Us, we're men with families making $15, $16, $20, $25 an hour, funding ourselves. You know, some of us don't even have. We're funding ourselves. You know, so they're not just George Soros. You got groups like Apple, Google, SPLC, the ADL, who are leftist-leaning organizations, and donate money to these other nonprofits who give money away to these groups, Antifa, John Brown Gun Club. So they choose real names. They get these LLCs. They become nonprofits so they can take donations legally. But what they're doing with these donations and what they're doing with this money is buying weapons, buying gear, buying Molotov cocktails, getting buses, plane rides, train rides to come to shit like this, you know? So there is a funding, there is a backing, then that's what, if they weren't funded, we would be able to destroy them in a couple quick, easy fights. But the thing is, they have a lot of funding, they have a lot of members, and they truly believe they're the good guys. And there's a saying, the blind wills of the cog make the machine go round. So there's a big machine that's being run of Marxism and communism and anti-Americanism. And a lot of these people who are being used as pawns in this machine, and they truly believe that they're fighting against it, but they're actually working for the machine. And the only reason why I know is because I was one of those people. I thought I was fighting against the system, and I realized I was a liberal Marxist thinking I was fighting against the system, but I was actually fighting for the system. I was rebelling the way I was taught to rebel, not truly thinking for myself. And I know a lot of these people are smart and their heart is in the right place, and that's why I became a Proud Boy, and that's why I'm standing up and being an activist, because they're not bad people. They're truly just confused, you know, and just like how I was, you know, like it's not about Democrat and Republican. It's not about red versus blue. At this point in time, it's good versus evil. Who's standing up for the unborn lives and who's standing up for pedophile rights? Literally, our enemies are pedophiles. So how are we the bad guys?
That's interesting too. I've heard so much more about like pedophiles in this country. I know some people talk about like QAnon. I don't really know much about it, but like pedophile.
Online, they're trying to say that we're a pro-QAnon support club. We do that. That's completely false. No, we are not a pro-QAnon, propagandist, none of that. We do not follow that.
I heard that like in Merced, California, I think it was, they said they captured some human traffickers. So
I'm not familiar.
I heard it just popped up on my phone. So I think, is that like more like what you guys are talking about?
I'm not familiar with that, so I really can't comment on it, honestly. Okay. Oh.
I'm interested though. Like, I think Proud Boys started right with like Gavin McInnes in 2016. So if you want to share, like, how did you find out about it? Like, what attracted you to it?
Okay, so I didn't know who Gavin McInnes was when I found out about who the Proud Boys were. I didn't know who he was even when I joined as a first degree. What's
the first degree? Just so.
You're a pledge. You're an official supporter of the club. You're not considered an official national member. You're not allowed to wear the official uniform. But
there's a tattoo or something. Someone told me.
That's my third degree tattoo.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Do you have, that's cool.
Third degree tattoo. Also got some knuckles. FAFO. No, that's not joining. That's a privilege.
Okay.
So as a third degree tattoo, so you kind of have tiers of membership.
You have to go up tiers.
You don't have to. You can choose to, or you get nominated to. It's a privilege, you know. So as a second degree member, you're considered a brother for life. First degree members are kind of those prospect areas. It's a sacred brotherhood. You can't just let any Joe blow in, you know what I mean? Like, can't just let anyone in. It's something that we're supposed to pass on to our children and our grandchildren. You know, it's a sacred family. What made me want to join is Antifa. Antifa are the ones that made me want to join. You got men throwing bricks at women and children, throwing bags of piss and shit at people, attacking people on fucking scooters. And like I wasn't political at all. I didn't care about left versus right, but that's fucked up, dude. Like, it makes me emotional even because I got grandparents that want to go out there and stand up for their rights. But seeing Antifa attack them, that's what made me want it. Our elderly and our women and children. That's why I joined the Proud Boys. To be here, and you know what? I might have to go to work tomorrow on Monday with the fucking black eye. But I'd rather fucking do it and then you go to work with the fucking broken jaw. You know what I mean? So that's why I joined the Proud Boys. I'd rather deal with it than my kids have to deal with it. In all honesty, that's why I joined. And like, the brotherhood is great, but we have something we're fighting for. That's why I joined the Proud Boys. So like, the brotherhood is great, but I joined it because I wanted to beat up some fucking commies, man. Like, and I hate to paint that picture, but you know what? That's why I joined, but I found a better family, and it made me a better person. Fighting Antifa is 10% of what the Proud Boys are about. There's 90% of what the media does not see of what we're about. But I found through our buddy Rufio, a local Portland Proud Boy, that punch heard around the world. Someone hit him with the baton, and he knocked that fool out. Yeah, that I was okay. So how I heard about the Proud Boys, the exact story. I was working on Horizon High School. I'm an electrician. I was fucking running 4-inch pipe underneath the school, sweating my balls, listening to Alex Jones. Shout out to InfoWars. Alex Jones, and he's like, I'm bringing on Rufio Panaman of the Proud Boys, and he's talking about. He's actually he didn't make it this week. He's attending a wedding actually. Long story short, I was like, wait, there's a group of men who have the same core beliefs as I do. And they're actually together standing up against Antifa. I thought I was the only one. I thought me and my foreman were the only Mexicans in Colorado that wanted to go fight against Antifa. And then but there was already a group like that. So we heard about it, and I was like, I want to join the Proud Boys. I crawled out the crawl space, fucking wiped out my sweat, found the Proud Boys on Twitter. I hit them up, and I talked to someone, and honestly, the dude who was in charge of the Denver Twitter ended up moving chapters, and he lost the Twitter. So it was right place at the right time. I was listening to Alex Jones again, like 2 months later, like way afterwards. Me and my foreman were listening to Alex Jones. This dude comes in, and he goes, "You Mexican boys conservatives?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, that's cool. You can't really talk about that on job sites." So we started listening. He's like, "Yeah, how long have you guys been listening to Alex Jones?" We're like, "Oh, yeah, about a year now, you know." So we're listening to it. And he goes, "Have you boys ever been to a rally?" And I was like, "I've never been to a rally, but I do want to go to a rally, and I want to fight Antifa with the Proud Boys." And he goes, "My roommate's a Proud Boy. He's like a higher-ranking member. He's like an officer or something." We exchanged numbers. And I ended up showing up to our Proud Boy meeting with the fucking case of Corona. Up and carrying a gun. They shook my hand. They said, "Welcome, brother." And I got interviewed and did my vetting process and never seen that guy again. No, it was meant to be, man. And that is a similar story you'll get with a lot of these guys. It's truly, divine intervention. Like a lot of us, this fraternity has saved a lot of our lives, like made us better men. And it sounds corny to say it, but this brotherhood does save lives, and that's why we're out here protecting lives. Is what we want to do, you know. Like,
Well, so what do you say to, people who say like Proud Boys are just violent, like they're coming with guns, they just want to murder Antifa? Like I've heard a lot of that. What do you say to that sort of thing?
poor media. They're being told something that's not true, and people will believe it. You know, like if you look at us, we do kind of look aggressive. Yeah, but we're a bunch of grown ass men with tattoos. We're fucking fit. We're ready to get whomped on. You know, we're not a bunch of fucking pussies. So they just seeing that, people see it as being aggressive when we're really not. You can literally, I guarantee, you can walk up to any of these guys and ask for a hug, and I guarantee any of them will hug you. Like I could do it. Like literally, any of these guys will give you a hug. If you need a water, I guarantee you go ask for a water bottle. If they don't have it, they will find you one. You know, so it's like perception, you know, and bad media. Literally, if you want to get to know us, walk up to us and buy me a beer, dude, and you're going to be my best friend for the next 30 minutes, honestly, dude. Like, we're really easy to get along with, so it's like...
Well, that's really interesting.
We are drinkers, we are brawlers, but we're God-fearing men, and that's not all we are, you know? So if they see us as a certain way, just get to know us, because we can be that way, but that's not who we are, you know? And... I appreciate you asking that as well.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I really, really want to know. I think another thing that people say is that Proud Boys are racist, like white supremacist, neo-Nazis, alt-right, like all of that.
That's just the new word for boogeyman in the media now. Anyone you don't agree with is a Nazi now. If I have stricter rules than you, I'm considered a Nazi, you know. Dude, one of my best friends right here has literally got a Jewish, he's Jewish, he's got a kippah on. Yeah, like, get that on camera, like, literally. Dude, like,
I had the best Israeli food the other day.
Oh, he's got his Israel flag on his.
Interesting. I'll just say this. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Israeli food, I will say, is just like very interesting because it's just got all the cultures from all the regions around there. Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. Actually, it was interesting that. Oh wow.
For us to truly be anti-Semitic, racist. This is my brother right here, dude. Like literally, dude. This is my brother. This is my other brother. Literally, like it's impossible. We are the worst white supremacists there are, dude. Our white guys are married to black girls, you know, and I'm Mexican and I'm married to a white woman. Like we are really Puerto Ricans, dude. We are horrible white supremacists, dude. Okay, so here's another thing. What white supremacist group goes, oh no, we're not white supremacists, we're white supremacists, and say racist stuff behind? Real white supremacists are proud of it. They say it in the open. We're not white supremacists. What makes us white supremacists? Like, oh yeah, we're not white supremacists, and be like, you know, drop an N-word over here. That's not who we are, you know. And I think that's another perception thing. People see a big buff, big white dude smoking cigars, so automatically we're white supremacists. And they don't see me and you hanging out, smoking weed on the side, hanging out. They don't show that, you know. That doesn't fit the script, you know. Yeah, they got our homies all here with the beards, you know, like.
That's the great thing about
Oregon. A socialist, Marxist style society.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I'm from Denver, so I'm actually looking for a close dispensary too. So. Yeah. And so I think it's just perception. You know, it's a lie, is what it is. It's rumor. Not even a really good one.
I think they're like.
Have you seen our core tenets?
No.
So let me pull that up for you. So these are our core beliefs. One of our core tenets is actually anti-racism. So if someone is blatantly racist, they are not allowed to join. And so here's another little kicker. One of our other core tenets is anti-racial guilt. So be proud to be Mexican. Be proud to be black. Be proud to be Irish. But we draw the line of supremacy. Your bloodline doesn't make you any better than my bloodline. But be proud of your heritage. You know, why not? You know, like it's almost common sense. Like, and I'll bring it up. It's something I'm the vetting officer. I use it for vetting all the time. Show people.
Vetting officer means like you help people join.
I'm the gateway. So that's.
Okay, so it says the Proud Boys core tenets: minimal government,
maximum freedom, anti-political correctness, anti-drug war, closed borders, anti-racial guilt, anti-racism, pro-First Amendment, pro-Second Amendment, glorify the entrepreneur, which, good job, you know, you're doing your thing. Venerate the housewife, so people kind of misconstrue. Venerate means hold to the highest honor. I have a housewife at home. I have 4 boys. I'm 24 years old. I got a wife at home and 4 sons, you know, and she stays at home. She's homeschooling. She's potty training. And our family's fucking happy. And what's wrong with venerating the housewife? She fucking loves it. It's not putting her like down, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
one question that I do have is like
Western chauvinism, and they turn it into male chauvinism. It's not the same thing.
so explain the core. One of the core things is Western chauvinism. Like explain what that is.
Rugged individualism. Did you ever watch Western movies with your grandpa?
Yeah.
So like some John Wayne shit? Yeah. That's what we mean. Keep the wild, wild west wild. Let men police the men, women being the women. Community, you know? Like, America does have a beautiful culture, and it's been blinded and taken away by media and Hollywood and Facebook. McDonald's, you know, like it's really fucked up what people's idea of American culture is. Western chauvinism, the American culture, it's warrior culture, it's rugged individualism, it's being out there on the prairie and surviving, seeing someone getting picked on and defending them in an alley. That's old school Western chauvinism, being rugged and being a man, you know, and like it's being lost in our society. It really is. It's not cool. Like, they're taking wrestling out of schools right now. Boys need to wrestle, you know. Boys need to beat each other up and get beat up every now and then, you know, learn some respect. And that's, American culture is beautiful, and it is being lost right now. And it's not really something that's understood by people. Not enough people appreciate or even know what true American culture is, you know, and so they disregard it and think America sucks, and I think America's cool, dude.
So one thing that I almost hesitated to even come out today because I knew that Proud Boys were, you know, just for men. So I didn't know like what place there was for women to even show up to something like this. I'm someone who, I used to be a school teacher, then I stayed home with my kids and I did freelance writing on the side. And now I'm like hoping to start a new career.
Good job.
So, like, how does that fit? Like, ambitious women who want to do whatever they want to do.
We're not just pro men. We're pro women too. There's nothing. You can't have a strong household without a strong man and strong woman. The woman is the backbone of a man. Glorify the entrepreneur. You want to do that? Do it, homegirl, and we're gonna help you do it, dude. Like, that's cool. And like, I don't know why, just because like we like, you know, in a sense, almost men's rights kind of makes us anti-woman. No, we're women's rights too. Like, do your thing, homegirl, that's cool. And you know what, women, like I said, venerate the housewife. Women are held on a high standard. Let's say you're my girl. People are gonna open the door for you, ask you if you need a water, be like, hey, do you need some sunscreen? No, literally treated right, you know, and it's almost intimidating walking up to a bunch of men and you're the only woman, and then a bunch of guys are like, hey, want a water, you know? So it's like, no, women have a place, and it's deep in our hearts, you know, and there's no anti-women bullshit. Save that for CNN. We don't do that.
I heard I was at a Trump rally at one point, and they had a song like "CNN sucks," like a mantra.
CNN sucks.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, CNN does suck, dude. Yeah. No, it does, man. Like, it's Chinese propaganda. It really is. You know who they're owned by. You know
why Chinese? That's interesting. I've heard that more and more. What about the Chinese?
It's true. Now, why the Chinese? Well, why is the Chinese doing it? You tell me that. I don't want them doing it. Let's fucking stay in China.
But why? Like, why does CNN relate to China? I just don't know.
Oh, globalist propaganda. It's not that China is the enemy. It's the globalists are the enemy. It's the billion-dollar industries. It's Apple. It's Twitter. It's Microsoft. Bill Gates. It's the WHO. It's the UN. It's these multi-billion-dollar, multi-international companies and corporations that can work together and create a standard and control the media, you know, and CNN is being funded by them. So if this person is
Like they're being literally funded by China?
funded by, I don't know, okay, I don't want to fucking put out the wrong word. There's someone who's funded CNN. Who funds CNN? Is it Soros or China? Both.
Both?
Yeah, both of these.
Soros and China fund CNN?
Well, I mean, you can't
It's the globalist
mention
propaganda.
China.
Okay.
Who's the
No,
hierarchy?
it is Soros because that's the
Yeah.
reason why they cut him off. It is George Soros. It's fucking
Also
Chase
Fox.
Bank.
Oh, the
It's
Newt
J.P.
Gingrich?
Morgan.
Oh, Soros funds Fox?
Sure, they fund them both.
I thought Fox was more like...
Controlled opposition. It was made to be that way. So
Obama signed that in, right? Propaganda, legalize it.
So, like how it's, I don't know. I know a lot of people like rely on Fox and stuff, but who, and Trump even like retweets Fox still sometimes.
Not even us. Like, so I'm a conservative, and
Are
I
you
don't
an
rely.
independent?
Right, I'm not like I got to see what's going on today and turn it to Fox News. Right, I don't rely on Fox.
You're
and
independent
I find,
media, right?
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is exactly who we like to listen to. I go
Right.
far right, far left.
I
They
listen
all
to
have a grain
everyone,
of truth.
even the far left. I listen to everybody just to see like
You'll
what's
find a
going
grain
on.
of truth within all of that.
I'm the smartest person.
She
More
is
that.
too. She is too.
Hey, you like, yeah, you seem
What I do is I look at first-hand things, and that's how I study history. I was
she used
taught.
to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I
Yeah.
was a great teacher.
I also taught in university. I taught writing and research. And so people hate me, especially Antifa Portland, because I'm always saying back up your claims, show me your, support your claims,
He's
support
been
what you're
attacked
saying.
physically multiple times.
Oh, okay. But
I'm
This
on
is
the
why.
Ant-
This is
I'm
why
on
I
the
joined
Antifa
Proud Boys.
kill list.
This is why I joined.
Yeah,
the Proud
every day
Boys.
when I go
These
outside,
people.
I want to see if my car is still open.
what is the Antifa kill list?
People that they will kill if we were to go. If I were to go into downtown Portland at night
herself.
during a riot, I would be murdered.
What happened?
They've released this list?
There are people like just all the Antifas of Portland. The Portland people want to kill me. They have a whole list of people. They want to kill Andy No. They've gone to his house.
Okay.
Yeah. They want to kill a lot of people. There are a lot of people here that if they had the opportunity to kill him, Haley Adams. I mean, Haley's Jewish, and they call her a white supremacist. Haley's Jewish. I just found out I'm Jewish. I didn't know I was Jewish till recently.
You did an ancestry test or something?
I did that. No, the Sephardic Jew doesn't show up in the ancestry test.
No,
but
yeah,
my,
mine didn't.
But my
Yeah,
family
Sephardic,
tree,
no.
and he's
Yeah,
mostly
Sephardic,
black.
No, yeah,
He's got, and I'm 1% black.
I'm like Congolese.
Yeah, we're all mixed. We don't care about race. No one here cares about race. We don't care about skin color. We don't care about who people sleep with. No one here cares about that. All we care about is the United States of America not being taken over by socialism.
So do you like? I don't know how you feel. Obviously, we're in the middle of an election. There's Biden. There's Trump. Do you feel like Biden would like bring in this socialist agenda?
Biden would, but Kamala Harris would be the person running the country because that was the design. Actually, the whole George Floyd thing, if you look at so Amy Klobuchar was the person that Biden was picking for his vice presidential running mate. George Floyd happened to be an opportunistic opportunity because Keith Ellison, who is the Attorney General of Minnesota, they jumped on the George. What they do is they watch these police killings. So they take them, like they did with Mike Brown in 2014, and they use them to further this communist agenda. Black Lives Matter has always been communist. It has never been about black lives. Because the murder rates happened in 2014 skyrocketed of young black men because of gangs. What they do is they traffic drugs, they traffic human beings. And these gangs are doing that. So Black Lives Matter wants to eliminate police because actually the founders, if you read their page, they claim to be 3 lesbian separatists who hate black men. If you remove the police, they hate the nuclear family and they don't like heterosexuality. So by removing black men that they hate, they allow, by removing police, black men will kill each other. Then they're achieving their lesbian separatist goal.
What is sorry, I don't know, what's a lesbian?
Okay, in the 1970s, I met my first lesbian separatists at an Equal Rights Amendment meeting. I never heard of them before, like 1975. They want to have an all-women, lesbian, women society.
You should get up on the sidewalk real quick. I'm going to see what these guys are doing.
Okay, and so, but Black Lives Matter.
Thank you.
So I've been watching, I started watching Black Lives Matter in 2014, watching the live streams, watching them beat people up, block roads. Blocking roads is a form of false imprisonment. It is a felony. And holding somebody hostage in a car, that's a form of trapping people in a car and false imprisonment. And it is illegal. Pedestrians do not have the right of way. See, there's so many myths where people justify their criminal behavior by saying, oh, here's this law. No, the Constitution doesn't say we have a right to protest. We only have a right to assemble peaceably. But we do not have a right to protest. We do not have a right to yell. We do not have a right to wake people up. We do not have a right to throw things. So I just started watching the Black Lives Matter. Then they were called, Antifa used to call themselves Anonymous. And they were also Occupy. 2011 was Occupy PDX, Occupy Wall Street. Then they became Black Lives Matter, and then they were Anonymous. Now they call themselves Antifa, and their whole goal is Marxism. If you talk to them, they will tell you that's what they are. So it's on the page. If you go on the Black Lives Matter page, they're not about Black lives. They're just about eliminating heterosexuality. Heteronormative is what they call it.
So one thing that I asked him about was, I hesitated as a woman to come out here at all. Like, how do you feel as a woman? Because I'd heard like they're chauvinists, like they don't like women. I've never really endeavored.
Where did people get that idea from?
I mean,
do you want to know what they say about women? The only statement they've said about women is venerate the housewife. That means work hard enough. If your wife wants to stay home, you can support her. That's all it means. If you want to stay home and be a homemaker as a woman and raise the children, that Proud Boys want to make enough money to allow that to happen. My brothers married 2 women with college degrees, but they made enough money. Both my sister-in-laws, they stayed home with the kids, and when the kids grew up and went away to college, then they went back to work. That's just the good thing to do. Another thing that I find interesting, people who say they like immigrants from the Middle East or from Latin America, a lot of them, their wives, they don't allow their women to work. So how can someone think this is against women, but then they say we support Middle Eastern or we support Latin American, like Mexican families who don't want women to work?
That's one question. I don't know what's going on over there. We should go over there.
These men right here, they make the best husbands. These men are hardworking men.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. They are.
So do you see anything, like, as a woman, do you see anything that you disagree with what Proud Boys do? Because I've heard, I don't know any Proud Boys specifically, and I've heard things like they're armed, they're definitely 2A.
No, Proud Boys are not armed.
Okay. In some cases.
Well, we're all 2A.
Yeah.
If you're not 2A, you're not an American.
Right.
I grew up with guns. I grew up in the countryside and farms. We all had guns. But Proud Boys aren't the armed guys. Do you know how to tell who a Proud Boy is? Do you know how to spot them?
Black and yellow.
Yeah, and none of them have guns.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the other people that have the guns.
Okay, like Patriot Prayer?
No, Patriot Prayer has never carried guns. Okay. Patriot Prayer isn't here today. I used to be with Patriot Prayer, but Patriot Prayer has never had guns.
Okay.
Yeah, see, people, the local news, people have distorted this so much, and even Ted Wheeler, Kate Brown, I don't understand how they think it's okay to just make up things about people. That's called bearing false witness, and that's in the Old Testament.
So what do you think, but last question before we go back over there where everyone seems to have gone. What do you hope to come out of today?
Out of this?
Yeah, out of the rally, the
just
gathering.
Showing that there are different points of view. There are different ways of being. And even here, nobody here is exactly alike. We don't have one ideology. We just love the United States, and we don't like what's happening in Portland. Downtown Portland is destroyed. It's all burned up. It's boarded up. 3 days ago, a Portland police officer had a Molotov cocktail thrown on top of them. And I watch the live streams every night, and I'm just really tired.
Can you get back to your car?
I'm just going to walk.
Are you over here?
No, I'm around over by Parkland Center. Yeah, I'll take a ride.
All right.
I guess we're moving out.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole thing is
Do you
just
think,
feeling good to get together with
leaving?
people. Yeah, so don't believe what other people say. It's really sad when someone has a political agenda, and with that political agenda, they lie about other people. That's not okay. Everything I say about Antifa is from firsthand experience. Everything they've told me when I've had conversations, and everything they've done to me when they've attacked me and assaulted me, and I've watched them assault other people. And so I don't read anything what anyone else says. I go first hand.
Like, one thing that I'm wondering about is, like, with the George Floyd case, it seems like the police did he like held his knee way too long. Like Breonna Taylor,
Breonna Taylor, she wasn't asleep. She was in the hallway behind the guy, and he shot at the police. But it has nothing to do with race. Has anyone found George Floyd most likely died from the fentanyl that he ate? He had 4 times the lethal dose in his system at autopsy. You can see him dying when he's standing by the police car.
Like, what if, maybe he had fentanyl, but like, what if the police,
I don't think he would
breaking his airway, like, would have...
His airway wasn't broken. I don't think he would have survived. I think he would have died within the next hour from the drugs. He also had COVID. But it has nothing to do with race.
So you think, like, in general, like, police are not... What do you think about, like, the police in this country? Because there's...
Every year in the United States, there are close to 65 million contacts between police and civilians. Out of those 65, there are around 10 million arrests. Out of those 10 million arrests, there are approximately 1,000 deaths of civilians. Out of those 1,000 deaths of civilians, it fits almost exactly the percentage of the population, the demographics: 600 whites, 200 blacks, 200 other races. So if we look at that, the demo, we've got 67% whites in the United States, so that's 60% that are killed by police. And they're not people. These are people who are violent. These are people who are committing crimes. They're not normal people. I don't see...
Like the black people are, like, murdered by police, you think they're, like...
I think anybody who fights the police has a problem, has an issue.
What do you think about people saying, like, oh, they're not judge, jury, and executioner, the police?
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Like, people should be, like, people say, like, people should have to go through the jury process
Most of them do.
Okay. But
okay, so if
who were shot, like, right away by police or whatever.
They made that decision to get shot.
Okay.
Why didn't you? Have you kept up with all the shootings?
I tried to.
Do you know about Mike Brown?
Yeah.
Do you know what he did?
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so Mike Brown robbed a small Asian man, older man. He took some Swisher Sweet cigars. When the man approached him, he picked the man up and threw him. That's called strong arm robbery. He walked out in the street with his friend. He was in the middle of the street. Officer Darren Wilson drove up and saw him and said, hey, you need to get out of the street. And then he got the call that there were robbery suspects walking and got the description. Mike Brown was 6'5", almost 300 pounds. Mike Brown walks over to the police car, slams the door on Darren Wilson, punches him in the face, reaches in, grabs his gun, shoots the gun, which grazes his hand, runs away. These were eyewitnesses who said this early on. But the media chose to make this like a racial, innocent guy killing. He turns around, runs back, charging toward Darren Wilson. Darren Wilson took him out. Shot him in the top of the head, was the lethal shot. He never raised his hands. Hands up, don't shoot, never happened. That's a lie.
I'm curious, like, are there any cases where you think, like, the police have been racist? I mean, like, decades ago, like Rodney King or like whatever.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, but do you think it happened?
I don't think that was racial.
Okay.
It's only racial if they say something about their race, or if you dig into the officer's background and find a racist background. But killing, if I kill a black person coming in my house, does that make me a racist? Am I supposed to say, oh wait, can I get your DNA before I shoot you? Before you rape me? Oh wait, you're black, I can't shoot you. See, they're turning this into this thing of, because I was raised mostly upper middle class black people. And my concept of black people is successful, law-abiding, judges, police, professors, business owners, ranchers. So my concept of black is not a person that's robbing a little Asian man and throwing him across. I don't see that as what I see as white people either. If you choose to live a criminal life, then you're going to get what you ask for. So it's not racist unless race is brought into it. The only reason people bring this up as racist is because that's the Marxist way of trying to take over the United States, to create racial division.
Sorry, I'm on your camera.
So no, you're fine. So do you think, like, does it so happen that more crimes are committed by black people? Like, do you think they're more likely to be murders or whatever?
It's a small percentage in certain cities, because 55% of all total murders are committed by black males between 16 and 24 years old, but only in certain cities, usually gang-related. Not normal black guys. So this is not saying normal black guys are doing this. Normal white guys selling meth and in gangs or whatever, committing crimes, those aren't normal white guys. There are three kinds of people in the world: law-abiding, criminal, and criminal supporters. Criminal supporters are among the most dangerous people because they support criminals as if they're normal. And Black Lives Matter is racist. The white people who adhere to Black Lives Matter are actually racist because they're saying we consider black guys who commit crimes to be normal black guys.
That's interesting. Like the concept that Black Lives Matter is racist. Expand on.
I always thought that.
What do you like? Why? What do you?
Because they stand up only for criminals. They don't do anything to help black people that don't commit crimes. They only stand up for criminals.
That's just the media. That's a lie. I've been involved in Black Lives Matter, and the people there, black people are standing up saying we've got problems in our community. About 50% of them saying that,
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
you know, they're talking about all that stuff themselves. Sorry to interject there. I just wanted to say a couple things and leave, but you didn't have to leave. I guess she was getting ready to anyways. But they were saying, you know, like, all lives matter. Like 50% of them were. Now the media is painting this other narrative that, you know, the whites are all racist and the black groups are all racist. You know, this group's racist over here, and then Black Lives Matter is racist over there. But when I was there, you know, I was with a lot of those people. I even kind of helped lead some of it, and they, like 50% of them really weren't there for Black Lives Matter. They were there for complete reform. They all wanted something to change. Just like the Open Ohio Republicans, they weren't all there just for Open Ohio. They were there for everything. They were there for gun rights. They were there for, you know, just the tyranny. Like, this system is completely not at all what it's supposed to be. It's not the Constitution.
Yeah.
It's way far off that. There's like a million laws in the books, and the Constitution had, what, like 10 to 20 laws, really.
Okay.
And it's all been changed, but the media is telling people it's one way, it's my way or the highway, and it's really not like that at a lot of these events. As you guys know from being out at this event,
Yeah.
like, I'm looking for the white racist out here. It's kind of like a little joke I make up.
Do you happen to know where everyone's going right now? Are they going
Someone
downtown?
said something about going to the mall.
I might go ask people, like, to figure out where everyone's going. What's the mall? What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
new to this city.
Okay. Yeah, we're downtown. Like, I'm trying to. We'll figure it out. But thank you for.
You find out. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Or you, yeah, whatever. Come with us. I'll ask some of these guys. All right, my friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. We will be doing much more reporting. As you guys know, I was doing a little something there. You guys know my views. So just doing what I need to do. Smash the like button, share this stream. We have a fundraiser up, statuscoup.com/West Coast. Please help support this trip at any amount. It is costly. We're going all over the place in this trip. Help us out, statuscoup.com/West Coast. Hey, do you know where everyone's going?
There is somebody that says they watch you, they can stand against him. I'm not sure I'm following the convoy.
Okay. Not a liberty to say. That's fine. I just find out where my
Someone says I don't live behind the Joe
guys. I always hear the 1 second thing. It's never a second. No, I'm good.
I wouldn't trust the other people, but I would trust you.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so we're actually kind of presenting the rally.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll hold that over you.
Oh, okay. In the row.
How's my audio coming in, by the way?
We heard everything you had to say to everybody else.
Oh, good.
It's nice. Well, we can't see the conference, right? Hey, Dana, can you call Elizabeth? She's calling me. Hey, Elizabeth, can you call Dana?
That's me.
Can you call Dana?
Yeah. I left. Follow any of the cars in front, and then they're going to wait to convoy you up. Okay, yeah, but they're going to send you all to the same spot, and then you can move around.
All right, let's go to Peninsula Park. That's where Ford's going, and they're going to a barbecue. So.
Enrique is the.
Yeah, he's the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I try to? I'm gonna try to get him. Are you still live?
He's gonna. Yeah.
He's leaving. All right, let's see. Let's try to see.
Enrique!
I know. 1 second, dude. I haven't had 1 second.
Okay.
I just want a selfie with him. I just met him. Who are you? Hey, Biggs. You have a mic still?
Yeah.
Can you come here? Yes. Oh, hey, how are you?
You 0.9, Joe?
0.9. Here with me. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Haven't eaten yet
Sorry,
today.
you guys want to talk to him too?
Yeah, that'd
Can
be
you?
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take 1 minute.
Sure, of course.
So I'm just gonna ask you if you can. Sorry. Thank you so much. Hi guys. I'm gonna ask him.
Hold on, guys. 1 second. They're interviewing Joe Biggs, formerly of InfoWars, and Enrique Torrio, the leader of Proud Boys.
What's your name? My name is
So just hold with us. Smash the like button, share this stream wherever you can, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Also, we are keeping up with blog post updates, statusquo.com/West Coast. You can also use that page to support this trip at any amount. It really helps. It's expensive to be on the road. Hotels, flights, trains, absolutely every cost associated with travel. Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I didn't realize I had a second camera earlier. So just hold with us, guys, 1 second.
Are you guys live?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we're gonna go to Albany. Lebanon, my ex-wife, because I got into it, and then I just love their team. I love how Alejandro Lopez sticks up for right. I was like so happy. I'm like, yes, I'm glad they're on my team.
Is he the one that said, look, the first time? Yes, like first day, I mean, he put something on the back.
To be honest, I don't think they're gonna give us much time.
What?
I don't think they're gonna give us much
No,
time.
they won't.
saying that we're going to find any player who kneels during the anthem. They didn't have to be out there, whatever, just to kneel. I don't think it's fine. So. All right.
My friends, smash the like button, share this stream. Twitter, Facebook, absolutely everywhere. Hopefully we'll get an interview. It'll be a quick interview with the head of Proud Boys, Enrique Torrio, Joe Biggs, formerly of InfoWars.
Trump is a businessman. He loves America. He loves America. He wasn't a politician, and they're still crying because they lost the election. They're still crying. And there was so much collusion. They said there was so much collusion. They're blinded because of it's encouraging and self-lifting for the patriots. Look what happened. You know what's going to happen?
Who are you? Fuck you! No! Fuck you!
Europe 2018.
What happened, bro? What happened?
Twist his ankle on that hill.
All right?
What's up? What happened? No, probably he's dehydrated.
Oh, could be.
People forget that. You gotta force yourself out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, what's your well here?
We did
Can I move the microphone, please? You have an interesting story. I just want to hear it like you guys.
Yeah, I am happy to have been able to land here because we're not supposed to be able with the COVID to be able to come. So at least we are
Where are
very
you
happy. Paris.
Oh, okay.
Paris. Oh,
We come from French TV.
Bienvenue.
Thank you.
Yep. You have the what you call it, where the soccer team is. What's that good soccer team? Oh, I can't remember now. Who is in there? The good player in the world.
Which
Neymar.
Ah, yes.
That's a good. Yeah.
Neymar.
But
he's not French. He's playing in France, but he's Brazilian.
Brazilian. Well, yeah, but
1 second, guys.
But he's playing in Paris. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. Like, why are you're here? You're here on vacation. You live here now. Like, why are you here at this rally?
No, I'm journalist for French TV, and I'm working for a TV program.
Got it.
It's a little bit like 60 Minutes in the US, and so of course French people are really interested in American politics and what is happening. So for us, what is interesting is to come here and to see how Portland has become a little bit the capital of the protest.
Yeah, right.
And, so it's
interesting. Well, that's cool. Well, welcome for sure.
It's interesting.
And the people treated you well, right? They're welcoming you, I think it's the politics of everything. The politicians make it worse than it is. When I went to Russia, I thought, oh, Putin and all these, but they treated me with respect. I had the American flag out in the square. The American flag out in the square. It drew crowds of people. And they love America. It's a government that the government, so much control of government, they take over. And then they try to rule your life. That's what we're doing here today. We want to stop that. We want to stop that ruling. The Constitution, our freedom, our speech, our Second Amendment. That's what the Democrats are trying to do.
What do you think will happen to the country if Biden wins?
That's a theory that he will, but I don't think he will win.
You don't think he will?
No, he won't. He won't. He's not there.
What happens though? I've heard a lot of chatter about it being close.
He's close. I don't know what's going to happen. The Democrat Party is using the scare tactic. The fear. That's what they're using. I watch Fox News, it's balanced, and I watch CNN once in a while, but have Don Lemon say, we're going to blow it all up.
But what do you think about like Donald Trump saying he...
You say things.
Leave office.
But look at the Democrats, what have they said? Constantly, for the last 4 years, they've been going after him. What have they found?
Right, well, you can... But what about him?
I want transparency. They hate Trump to pieces.
Do you think if he loses that he should leave office, or should he?
Yeah, that's fabricated. That's fabricated. Of course he'll leave. He's not that kind of person. They're trying to put words in his mouth. That's wrong. That's wrong. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah.
No problem, man. Thanks for having us.
1 second. Friends.
That guy's hand, felt like I was shaking a wet towel.
1 second, friends. We're trying to get the leader here of Proud Boys. They're trying to leave. Word is they're going to a barbecue.
In the wheelchair? Yeah, just if you text me, it would be best, and I'll...
Hey, Enrique, can I ask you just 2 questions?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you're the head of Proud Boys. You're from Florida.
Chairman, yes.
Chairman, okay. So what do you think about this event? Like, what was your goal here?
Our number one goal was really to get, and we could see it right behind you guys, really to get the police to do their job and to offer them the tools in order to get them to do their job. So we completed that objective yesterday. Another one of our objectives was to make sure that everybody was home safe and we had a fun event. And I think we're the last ones, so you guys are the first ones to say it, but I'd like to say mission accomplished. I think we got everything that we wanted from this event.
Like specifically what things did you get?
Well, like I said, now they have the ability to use CS gas, which was really important to us for them to be able to clear the streets, because I feel like Portland is the epicenter for all the other riots that happen across the country because they lead by example.
Tear gas interests me because we've outlawed it, using it even, you know, in the Middle East against our, you know, when we're in war. So like, why
use it against the populace? Okay, I don't know enough about tear gas to tell you, but I know one thing, that when the conservatives came to town, they thought tear gas was good. So tear gas is bad unless it's for conservatives. So that makes me think that they think that we're subhuman.
I see. Any next steps for you guys? Like, what are you?
If Portland doesn't get their shit together, then we'll be back again. This will be the second time that we're in here, second time they declare a national a state of emergency.
So do you think that, like, the police, like, calling the state of emergency, like, do you think that the government, like the local people, are they with you or are they against you? Like, what's going on?
My problem isn't the local people. I like to think that they're with us, but it's not a thing. I think that this is a national problem. This isn't only a Portland problem. I see the effects of this resonate through Miami.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. All right, friends.
You might be able to go with them.
I got Travis' number. You got Travis'? Yeah, we're jam-packed. I'm sorry. Travis said wait. Wait. Whoa!
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Where's my fucking bullhorn?
Enrique, where should we go?
Give my phone number now.
Okay.
You have my phone number, right?
Yes. Let me get my notes up.
Vancouver Mall. That's where we're going now. And then we're going to move from there.
Wait, what is it?
Vancouver Mall.
Vancouver Mall? Okay. See ya. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to shut down this live stream and go to our next location. Subscribe to this channel. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Text COUP to 370-370. Text COUP to 370-370. We're going to a next location. See you soon.
What should we do? Should we stay live?
Let me see how far it is. Probably not. It's going to be a bit. It's going to be 20 minutes or so.
To let everybody know that we'll
Yeah. All right, so we've confirmed the next location. Please, we've called an Uber, so it will be very, very soon. Again, text COUP to 370-370, so you are notified when we go live. It actually took quite a bit to get this location, so I had some people turn me down, but here we are. So we'll see you soon. Follow us in about 20, 25, 30 minutes. Just be around. Again, text COUP to 370-370. See you soon.